Hi guys, this is Mike and this will be a shootout between 5 different wireless microphone systems. I've had them for a couple of weeks now, I tested them properly, I will give you a lot of sound samples and I will tell you my personal opinion on them, all the things that I like and don't like. All of that after this.
With 2 eyes.
Okay guys, so let's do this, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Okay, so I'm sitting in my bedroom right now, and as you can see, my PC is running in the background and my display is running in the background. I have 2 LED lights turned on and I have my Wi-Fi turned on. So basically there's a lot of electric mist, a lot of electric interferences in the air, and if one of those microphones is prone to picking that up, we will definitely notice it. Also, you have to know that this room does not have a lot of sound treatment, right? So we have a lot of bright, harsh reflections from the bare walls here. And so the first sample will be called bedroom, harsh reflections, lots of electric interference, mics close to mouth, no effects.
Sample number 1, bedroom, mics close to mouth, no EQ, and this is the Sonicake. Sample number 1, bedroom, mics close to mouth, no effects, and this is the Hollyland. Sample number 1, bedroom, mic is close to mouth, no effects, and this is the Synco G2. Sample number 1, bedroom, mics are close to mouth, no effects, and this is the Rode Wireless Me. Sample number 1, bedroom, mics are close to mouth, no effects, this is the Rode Wireless Go 2. Sample number 2, bedroom, mics close to mouth, this time with effects, and this is the Sonicake. Sample number 2, bedroom, mics close to mouth, with effects this time, and this is the Hollyland. Sample number 2, bedroom, mic is close to mouth, this time with effects, and this is the Synco G2. Sample number 2, mics are close to mouth, we're still in the bedroom, this time with effects, and this is the Rode Wireless Me. Sample number 2, this time with effects, mics close to mouth, this is the Rode Wireless Go 2. Sample number 3, mic is on the collar, bedroom, no effects, and this is the Sonicake. Sample number 3, bedroom, mics are on collar, no effects, and this is the Hollyland. Sample number 3, bedroom, mic is on the collar, no effects, and this is the Synco G2. Sample number 3, bedroom, mic is on the collar, no effects, and this is the Rode Wireless Me. Sample number 3, bedroom, mic is on the collar, no effects, and this is the Rode Wireless Go 2. Sample number 4, bedroom, mics are on collar, this time with effects, and this is the Sonicake. Sample number 4, bedroom, mics are on collar, we have effects turned on, and this is the Hollyland. Sample number 4, bedroom, mic is on the collar, this time with effects, and this is the Synco G2. Sample number 4, bedroom, mic is on the collar, this time with effects, and this is the Rode Wireless Me. Sample number 4, bedroom, mic is on the collar, this time with effects, and this is the Rode Wireless Go 2.
Okay guys, so this is sample number 6, and this sample I'm going to do in my living room, and basically you have to know 3 things about this. First of all, I turned off all electrical devices that I could, right? So I turned off the Wi-Fi, we have no LED lights here. Basically the only thing that could produce electric interference are my main lights and the camera itself, right? But it's nowhere near as much as beforehand. Second of all, we should have a little bit of better room acoustics in this room because the walls, as you can see, are not bare as they are in my bedroom. And third of all, I actually do have a mic stand here just outside of the screen. I can show you. It's basically to my left side, approximately 1 meter away from me. And I will use this mic stand because some of these microphone sets that we are testing today actually do come with a pair of microphones, right? So 2 mics and 1 transmitter, 1 receiver. And yeah, so in the case of the Synco and the Hollyland, I will actually put the second mic, almost like a shotgun microphone or a boom mic. I will put it on the mic stand, pointing in my direction, and I guess during the shooting I will switch back and forth, just so we can see if you could actually use one of those mics in that scenario, right? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so this is basically sample number 6 on the Sonicake. I have to tell you, I didn't prepare anything like text that I could say. Don't want to repeat the same thing, sample number 6, living room, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this is just a sound test for the Sonicake. I think this is how you would use it actually in a real life scenario. On your collar, freestyling everything, just talking. Okay, so this is sample number 6 on the Hollyland set. And as promised, I did put the second microphone from this set on the mic stand here. So maybe let's switch to that. Okay, so right now we are hearing just the left microphone, kind of like a shotgun microphone. That's the idea. I don't know how it sounds. Does it pick up a lot of room sounds? Is it usable? Is it not usable? I don't know. We will see later. I will see later in the editing. Yeah, let's switch back to this here. Yeah, so this is that. By the way, I did forget in the first couple of samples to put on the windshield on this mic, but now I corrected that. Okay, so this is sample number 6 on the Synco set. As before on the Hollyland, we have both microphones there. One is on my collar, one is on the mic stand. Yeah, the strangest thing is the display on the transmitter doesn't really seem to have a healthy signal on both of these mics. I mean, on the B mic, on the stand mic, it would be quite logical because I'm a little bit far away from that. But on the A mic, on this mic, it's a little bit strange because the signal should be nice and healthy. Maybe there's something wrong with the display on the receiver. Because on my camera I can actually see the level of these mics, and they seem to be, at least mic A seems to have a pretty good level. Yeah, let's switch to mic B there on the mic stand. So does it sound better when I talk in this direction, or doesn't it matter? How is the sound? Is it usable as a boom microphone, a shotgun microphone, or is it unusable? Does it pick up a lot of room reflections? Let's go back to this here. Yeah, what else could I say? I could like do an impression of California girls, like, oh my God, and I was like, and he was like, and oh my God. Yeah, that's my impression of a California girl. Okay, so this is sample number 6 on the Rode Wireless Me. I have to tell you, I mean, I will speak about my opinions on these microphones later on in the last part of this video, where I will give you my opinion and all the things I don't like. One of the things I definitely don't like on these microphones, on both Rodes, is that they are pretty Apple-like. Very stylish, very nicely designed, but from a usability perspective, they're pretty terrible, I would say. You only have one button on these microphones, and that's basically the on-off button and the pairing button. But everything else you really have to set up in the app on your cell phone or on the PC or Mac. You have to download the Rode Control Center, I think it's called, and then you can like set up these mics in different ways. Okay, so this is sample number 6 on the Rode Wireless Go 2. And yeah, so basically, what do you want me to tell? I'm just going to speak about, yeah, the usability. I think they over-designed these things a little bit. You know, they went for the slick, stylish, glassy surface look and all. Everything looks very cool. It's basically Apple, just black, right? But yeah, it's a little bit over-designed, but the usability isn't really there in my opinion. I hate that you have to like always open the app to change something. Yeah, and yeah, so basically that was the Rode Wireless Go 2. By the way, I did notice when I listened back to the first 5 samples that this mic in comparison to the Wireless Me seems to sound a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, a little bit treblier. Yeah, clearer, basically. That's pretty good. And yeah, so let's go for the last sample, which will be the sample outside on my hill behind my house. And yeah, let's do the sample there. We will test them for their outdoors capabilities, I guess, and how they sound with a little bit of wind going on. And maybe I will check the distance that you can actually use these microphones in. Yeah, so let's do that. Nature, isn't it amazing? That was my best Morgan Freeman impression. No, but seriously, this is the last sample. We're standing outside. It is a little bit windy. So I've got the wheel shields on each one of these microphones. I'm approximately 30 meters away, or at least 30 big steps away from the camera. Yeah, so this is the Sonicake, obviously, the first one. Let's see what happens when the line of sight is not there when I turn around. Can you still transmit the signal? No one knows. I can tell. I don't even know if I'm in the middle of the frame, but you know, that's not the point here. So yeah, I just swallowed a little fly. So yeah, that's basically the first sample. This would be on the collar, right? And this would be speaking directly into it. Yeah, so that's the Sonicake on the last sample. Okay, so this is the Hollyland microphone on the last sample. Again, 30 meters away from the camera. This is the microphone, you know, pointed towards my mouth, basically. Let's put it on my collar. So this is how it should sound when it's attached to the collar. Let me turn around now. Do we have like dropouts? Do we hear everything constantly? Is it a nice solid sound? Or is it not? By the way, this microphone does have a noise or wind reduction function because there is no, display there, and the noise reduction does have a button, a yellow button on the side. There's an LED. In the normal mode, basically it's blue, and when you press the button, it's green. So that's a pretty nice trick for us to know when it's engaged. So let me actually engage it. This is without any noise reduction. This is with noise reduction. Is there a big difference in sound? I couldn't tell. I don't know. Turned off. This is turned off. There's a little bit of a wind going on now. Turned on again. Yeah, it's green. The LED is green. So it's turned on now. How is the sound difference there? Couldn't tell you. Turned off again, right? Yeah, so this is the Hollyland. And let's go to the next one. Okay guys, so the funniest thing happened. You know, I actually did prepare for this outdoor sample by recharging all the transmitters and receivers of these microphone sets. And, you know, I packed yesterday my camera bag and my camera and my tripod and my dog and all this stuff. And I went, as I told you, on the hill behind my apartment. And yeah, basically I made the first microphone and I made the second microphone, as you just saw. And then when it came time to do the third microphone, the Synco set, I did realize that I had forgotten the receiver at home. I had both transmitters, but yeah, the receiver was still recharging in my bedroom. So that was a fun moment, a very fun moment, a lot of cursing going on. But anyway, you know, I'm just telling you, so you don't wonder why suddenly the location is a different one, and my jacket is a different one, and there's no dog, but a motorcycle helmet. Yeah, the light is different and the is different, I guess, but that's not the point. The point is the sound of these microphones. And this was the Synco close to my mouth. Let me put it on my collar now. So this is the Synco set on my collar. It's on my collar now. In the first couple of samples, I actually really like the sound of this microphone on my collar. From the get-go, I feel it's a pretty trebly sounding microphone, but I guess they designed that, you know, on purpose, so that we have enough highs when it's actually on your collar. Yeah, so that's directly to mouth again. Now let me do the Bluetooth connection test. Let me turn around and see if we have like connection dropouts, audio dropouts. I hope not. I think they said that the reach of this thing is like 250 meters or something, and I'm 30 long steps away from the camera, so that should be 30 to 40 meters, right? Yeah. So also this microphone has a noise or wind reduction function. So let's turn that on. It's turned on right now. It has basically the same function as the Hollyland, and I did notice on the Hollyland there was sound difference when you turned on the wind or noise reduction. It basically cuts a lot of bass and boosts the highs a little bit, I feel, on the Hollyland. Couldn't tell you what this does. But actually on the Hollyland it didn't sound bad. So I'm very curious what they did on this microphone. Let me turn the noise reduction off. So now it's off. Let me turn it on one more time. There is a little bit of a breeze going on. So these are the best test conditions, basically. Unless you want to film in a storm, but then you would have to go to Miami or something during... No, is Miami in the hurricane belt? No, it isn't, right? Texas or something? Yeah. Anyways, noise reduction off. And this was the Synco G2. Okay, last sample on the Rode Wireless Me. 30 meters away from the camera. Let me turn around. Let's see if there are dropouts, acoustic dropouts. Can you hear me all right? Everything sounds nice and clean, right? Yeah, there is not a lot of wind going on right now. Maybe in a couple of seconds. Let me put it on the collar actually. So this would be how it sounds on the collar. Let me turn around. Dropouts or no. Yeah. So yeah, basically that's the Rode Wireless Me. Okay, so last sample on the Rode Wireless Go 2. I'm pretty much running out of things to say at this point. I can tell you that it's a beautiful day. Yesterday it was raining all the time, but today is really nice. This is how it sounds on my collar basically, right? So yeah, let me turn around and see how this sounds here when I do that. Are there audio dropouts? Can you hear me all right? Everything nice? Yeah? I mean, this is like the most expensive microphone in this whole video, in this whole shootout, so I'm pretty much expecting great things from this mic. Right, Maggie? You too? You expect great things? Say something to the audience. Maggie? Hey, look! It's a Rode! Yeah, a Rode. Oh, a Wireless Go 2, yeah. Yeah, she's fascinated by this microphone. Yeah, okay, so you know what? Let's go back to my home studio, to my bedroom, and let's go back to the last part of this video, actually, to the part where I give you my opinion on these microphones. And yeah, let's do this. Engage. Engage. Okay guys, so this will be the last part, the part where I'm telling you my opinion on these mics. But before we do that, I mean, if you made it this far in the video, please do me the favor and hit that like and the subscribe button. You know, these types of videos take a long time to shoot and edit, and I would really appreciate your support. Okay, so let's do this, and let's actually start from the back, if you will. Let's start with the Rode Wireless Go 2. So what I wrote down is this: great sound, great connectivity, almost no noise, feels very solid and trustworthy. So, I only bought the Rode Wireless Go TX, right, which is the transmitter, the microphone basically, and I do realize that on the Go 2 set, on the receiver, we actually do have more buttons that allow us to mute the signal, that allow us to change from mono to stereo, to change the gain in 3 different levels, and we even have a display. But all of those things are not unique features, and so I really wonder about the price, because Jesus Christ, $299 for the set with 2 mics and the receiver, that is a lot. And I don't even feel that the sound of this thing is so superior to some of the other sets in the Shootout, sets that are way less expensive, right? So, basically, yes, this is a great wireless mic, but it's totally overpriced and I would not recommend it for that reason. Okay, so now let's go to the Rode Wireless Me, which I bought in the set, which I guess is Rode's budget-friendly beginner type of mic. So it's very basic, no display, no buttons on the devices themselves. You really have to do everything in the app, which, to be honest, I don't like, right? By the way, I haven't been able to connect the wireless Me to my smartphone through Bluetooth. I actually had to use a USB cable. I don't know if that's an error on my side or is that simply not possible. If you do know, please let me know in the comment section. But even so, I don't really think that the sound of this mic is something to write home about. I mean, it's good, it's a solid sound, but yeah, nothing to write home about. Also, a little bit more noise than on the Wireless Go 2, right? And again, I feel for the price they are asking for this, you can actually get all the features of the Wireless Go 2 in a set that consists of 2 microphones and not just one, as on the Wireless Me. And by the way, yes, I do realize that the receiver also has a microphone, but when you have these receivers in the hot shoe of your camera, that really isn't that handy. Anyways, let's go to the Sonicake set. I mean, this is the cheapest set, but I actually kind of feel that it is also the worst one, to be honest. The sound was quite muffled, there was a lot of noise going on. We also don't have a display, but at least we have a couple of buttons on the devices themselves. So we have like a low cut button and a gain stage button, gain level button on this device, and a mute button on the mic, right? But in the end, simply because the sound isn't that great, I would not actually recommend this at all. Next up is the Hollyland set, and now things get interesting because I actually really like this set. First of all, you know, it comes in this handy hard shell case with all the cables that you need and the windshields and the manual and all that stuff, but it also comes in a docking station. So the docking station is pretty nice because you can recharge it with the power supply of your phone, and it automatically recharges the 3 devices, and it even has 4 little LEDs here that tell you basically the charging level, right? Plus, although we do not have a display on the receiver, there are actually enough buttons here to make up for that. I already mentioned on the mic pieces you have a noise reduction button, and on the receiver end we also have buttons to set the gain level and the mono stereo button, right? So, you know, I mean, I do like a display more, a display that tells me everything I need to know, but in this case I'm actually totally fine with that. And we have multicolored LEDs that show us what is going on, and if you know what the colors mean, you should have no problems whatsoever. But, of course, as always, sound is paramount. So how is the sound? I would say it's on par with the Rode Wireless Me, but with the connectivity of the Rode Wireless Go 2, right? So we had no problems whatsoever on the last sample. I also really like the noise reduction mode, as it's very precise and it cuts the bass a bit and adds a little bit of highs. And I actually did like that it did not have any digital artifacts when the noise reduction mode was on, right? So I do recommend this set if you plan to use your wireless microphones outside a lot. I actually think in that case, in that user scenario, this might be one of the best sets in the Shootout, right? And yeah, so now let's go on to talk about the Synco set. And I have to tell you, I really like this set as well. You know, the hard shell case, all the cables that you need, windshield, everything, right, is up there. But what I really like is that we actually have displays on each and every one of those, right? And you know, I'll show you how that works. So basically this is the receiver, this is the transmitter. You have the noise reduction here, you have the gain level here, and look what happens if I, can you see that display here? Let me check the camera quickly. Right, so now it's set, this is I guess the B mic, now it's set to 0. When I press the button once, it jumps to +3, +6, +9, +12, and +15, right? And of course you can do the same thing with the A mic, right? So that is pretty cool, that is really nice. When you press the noise reduction, the wind reduction, noise reduction actually, that was right. It shows you in the display as well, right? So that is pretty cool, and even if I speak into the level, it shows you on the receiver. So in theory, your cameraman, when you have an interview going on with 2 people, the cameraman can check basically the levels and can set them actually on the receiver themselves, because we have level buttons here again, right? So that is pretty cool. Here is the button for, you know, turning it on and off, and the button for mono stereo, and there is a safety mode basically, right? Can you see that? Safety, mono, stereo. So it's so easy to use. I really like the displays on these things, right? That is pretty cool. And also I have to say, I really love the sound of these microphones, right? I think they sound very clean, yet very pleasant. They are a little bit trebly, but remember that these things are designed to be on your collar, basically. And on your collar, they sound absolutely superb. And you know, all in all, the display, the price, and the sound quality have really convinced me, right? So I have to tell you that this is the set that I'm going to keep, but I have to be fair, there are drawbacks as well, right? So first is the battery life, because each and every one of those have a display, the battery life kind of suffers. I would say the battery lasts for approximately 4 to 5 hours, right? Instead of the 7 to 8 hours they have advertised. Secondly, as you could hear in my last sample, we do have audio dropout or connectivity issues, right? Whenever the direct line of sight is interrupted. You did hear that on my last sample. As I turned around, we didn't have sound anymore, right? So this is definitely something to consider. And also, by the way, I'm not very fond of the noise reduction on the Synco set. I find the noise reduction on the Hollyland to be superior, because as you did hear on the last sample, the noise reduction on the Synco did actually introduce, like, I don't know if it was digital artifacts or like an EQ or like a telephone thing, but something was going on there, and it was definitely noticeable on the recording, right? That's why I said the Hollyland is superior if you want to do a lot of outdoor shooting, right? For me, because 99% of all the stuff that I will do will be in my bedroom here, I really like these. They're pretty noiseless. I think the sound is better than even on the Rode Wireless Go 2, and so these are the ones that I'm keeping. But bear in mind, they're not great for outdoor shooting, right? In my opinion, especially if it's windy and especially if you want to use or need to use noise reduction, right? Yeah, so guys, that was basically it. I really hope you enjoyed this shootout. I really would like to know from you guys what you thought about these microphones, about the sound samples, if one of those sets surprised you or maybe one of those sets shocked you to the bone. And yeah, please leave a comment if you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. As I mentioned, it would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them the best as I can. And yeah, have a good day, guys. See you next time. Bye.